All right, and welcome everyone to another episode of the In the Hot Seat podcast. And with this very special episode is the first interview of the year for me, and I've been wanting to do this interview for a while now. And we got a very special guest with Rika. Wildly, what's going on?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I've been looking forward to doing this interview for quite some time. And finally, the stars have aligned and we have been able to do this podcast. So
It's a pleasure to have you on, and I got a few questions if you don't mind. Gonna get right down into it. But first off, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Looking forward to what 2023 has in store for the Barker. Got so many matches lined up for the next couple of months, and I'm just ready to see what is in store for the carnival.
Awesome. I'm glad everyone, one and all, was able to be here, a part of this. So I guess I think it would be appropriate to start things off about your character, how things came about, and what was your inspiration.
Well, to be honest, I'm going to take it back to when I was about 15 or so years old. I was playing a game that we are all familiar with, especially people my age and maybe a little older, Dungeons and Dragons. I was a super D&D fan back in the day, and I mean I still am to this day, but my original character was Ricochet. That was the name, Ricochet. And eventually it was going to become once I got into the wrestling thing and all of that, it was going to be Rika the wild card Lee. And that was going to be the full name, the gimmick name. And it just over time ended up just being Rika Wild Lee, and that's how that happened.
Yeah, that's really cool. I haven't really gotten fully into Dungeons and Dragons just yet, but I know it's been really awesome from what I've seen so far. That's really cool.
Yes.
And getting into that, basically, is that the same like how you got into wrestling, or was there another reason that you got into it?
Well, I've been a wrestling fan since I was about 8 years old. I can remember Stone Cold and The Rock in that era, when Attitude was real popping, and I really fell in love with the wrestling world, not just the in-ring stuff, but the way it worked behind the scenes and the way the matches were put together and the creative side of it and everything like that. And I'm from a small town, and I never really thought it was a possibility to go off and enter the wrestling world in any way, shape, or form.
Mhm.
But luckily, as I got older, there was a school that opened up, UWE, United Wrestling Entertainment Wrestling Academy in Central Louisiana. They're an amazing school, have taught some of the best Central Louisiana has to offer, in the last couple of years. And once they opened their doors, me and a handful of others, we were the first class to go through there. And it's been go, go, go ever since.
Yeah, and I'm sure throughout that time you had some matches, and was there any top matches that you look forward to ever since then, or maybe even advice that you have gotten along the way?
Well, there's been a few matches that I've had that really stand above the rest, and one of them is going to be a three. It's actually three different matches, but it was a series of matches between me and Gatekeeper, and we had three separate matches, and it ended up, he won two, I won one, and he came out overall victorious. And he is a amazing wrestler, great competitor, great opponent, and regardless of the fact, a great friend. And he's one of my top matches.
Awesome. And I know too, with that being said, you're on the road a lot, and especially with traveling, what's been one of your favorite places, especially to be able to be at, not only that, train at, and what's your training has been like?
Well, I try to go train at least 2 or 3 times a week. There are new students coming every day, and they need their time to train as well. So I don't try to get in their way when the school is going on and trying to, teach the new classes rolling through. I let them do their thing. But I try to get in there a couple times a week and make sure that I can still, do what I need to do when it comes match time. But as far as some of the coolest places I've been to wrestle, the convention center in Center, Texas. That was a really cool venue. It had a lot of space, had a lot of you know, real potential to be. We could have got a lot more people in if we would have had more time to promote, I think.
Yeah.
But overall, it was an amazing show and a great venue altogether.
Nice. And how's things like with the workouts and stuff like that? How do you help prepare yourself for the matches?
Cardio. My number one is cardio. I mean, I try to do my push-ups, my sit-ups, my things like that every day. But as far as getting in the ring and practicing your moves and doing things like that, you got to keep up your cardio because I've done track when I was in high school and things like that. I've done running and things like that. Or I wasn't on the track team, but I ran on the track, and the cardio running on a track versus the cardio in wrestling is 110% different. And
I believe that.
yeah, and that's what it is, man. And it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. You just gotta buckle down and get your cardio in because if you can't breathe, you can't wrestle.
That's true.
That's it.
And with that being said, with other things like that, in terms of like music and stuff like that, is there anything that's on your playlist that in any particular that helps you get pumped up while you're training?
Well, to be honest, I am a instrumental type guy. I don't like music with a lot of words in it
Yeah.
because I think words push potential to feel a certain way. If it's a song that comes across your playlist and it's a sadder song, you're going to start feeling sadder. If it's a hype song, you're going to feel hype. I don't want the words of a song interfering with my focus. So I turn on an instrumental and it's just the beat, it's just the rhythm, it's just the music.
Okay. Yeah.
And that helps me focus on what I need to focus on working out and doing my training and things like that.
Awesome.
So none in particular, no band in particular. I'm just kind of all over the spectrum, but when I'm working out, especially instrumentals.
Yeah, no, that's really cool and helps out. But yeah, getting into that, especially with goals for the rest of the year, especially do you have any as of right now that you are looking to do that you haven't done yet?
Um, Not right offhand. There's a couple of federations in Georgia that I'm looking to get over to. I was supposed to work with them last year. Stranglehold Championship Wrestling is one. I was supposed to work with them last year, and things happened and it didn't line up. But also in July, I'm going to try to go back to the Gathering of the Juggalos. I wrestled for ICP at the JCW Battle Royal last year, and I'm going to try to make it back this year. I'm going to do my damnedest too because it was so much fun and it was just an amazing time.
Awesome. All right, so I think that's about it when it comes to the questions and everything like for that portion. But before we end things here, is there anything that you would like to add in terms where we can find you, what else you got coming up as well?
Yes. You can follow me on TikTok, Rika Wildly Official, RIKAWILDLEE Official, all one word. You can find me on TikTok, Facebook. Matter of fact, if you want to look up any of my stuff, Google me. I done it the other day, crazy, because I'm the only Rika Wildly out there. Go ahead, copyright it, mark it down now. I'm the only Rika Wildly.
Yeah.
But seriously, though, it's been fun. And you guys follow me on all social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that good stuff. I would love to meet you guys. If I'm ever around your area, please come to a show. I'm always just a message away if you want to holler at me if I'm going to be around your area. But with that said, thank you for letting me be on your show today. It has been an honor, and hopefully we can do it again soon.
Yes, definitely. It's been an honor. And I hope to have you back. Definitely for sure. And look forward to upcoming matches and what else you have to come. Maybe we'll get to catch up sometime.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. And that about does it for this episode for the In the Hot Seat podcast. As always, you can check out the link tree down below in the description box, as always, for all the other socials. Until then, I'll catch everyone next time.